who has training or understanding of giftedness and creativity. And you can go to a website called Hoagie's, Hoagie, Hoagie's something gifted. And this was a parent of a gifted child who was not working. She was a stay-at-home mom. She had these gifted kids. She couldn't get them a permanent place, so she decided to create a website. Anything you want to know about gifted education, you can find on Hoagie's gifted website. This lady's done a monumental job. She's not a teacher, but she's put together all kinds of resources. And you can find in your area if there's a psychologist that can work with kids like this. Be sure that a creativity test or a checklist is completed as part of the testing protocol. If the child is diagnosed as ADHD, get a second opinion. Always get a second opinion. With any mental illness diagnosis or with any physical diagnosis. If your doctor says you have diabetes and you don't think you have diabetes, you're not seeing the symptoms, what are you going to do? You're going to get a second opinion. Sometimes it's just that we're in denial, but then you're sure. Be cautious about recommendations for the use of drugs with gifted children. Be cautious about recommendations for inappropriate, unstimulated, gifted curriculum. Sometimes what happens, if the child is diagnosed as ADHD, they will put the child in a special ed class for ADHD and not give them any gifted services. So then they're making sure that the child's gifts and talents are taken care of. That's the worst thing that can happen. Provide opportunities both inside and outside of school for creativity and self-esteem. So many times I've heard teachers say, you're so gifted, why do you make mistakes? Why aren't you perfect? If you're so gifted, why are you so stressed out? If you're so gifted, why aren't your relationships perfect? If you're so gifted, why can't you ever be satisfied? If you're so gifted, why do you wear your heart on your sleeve? Why can't you sit still? Why are you so forgetful? Why are you so clumsy? Why are you so emotional? Why are you irrational? Because you're so gifted. Just because you're gifted, it doesn't mean you'll be perfect, free from anxiety, free from ACD or OCD or chicken pox or stress or bad relationships, because a high IQ does not mean any of those things. It just means that you have high cognitive ability. Because you're so gifted, because you have a high IQ, you or others will expect your strengths to be stronger and your weaknesses to be weaker, or lesser or fewer. This is a burden that teachers and parents and counselors need to use to help gifted kids in dealing with themselves. And the bottom line of my research as I review this every few years is, yes, you can be gifted. Yes, you can have ADHD. Yes, you can be gifted and ADHD. But either way, you can still change the world. And if I could get the audio to work, but I'm not even going to go there because I don't want to lose my slide. Have you seen the movie Phenomenon by John Travolta? That's your homework. After this seminar, over the weekend, I'm giving you homework. You have to go and watch the movie Phenomenon. It's the story of an average guy who gets struck by lightning, and something happens in his brain. It's fictional, too, by the way. But he becomes this brilliant person. And for some reason, when I was putting these slides together, and the song is If I Could Change the World, and I think I have a link that will take me to that, but I don't want to tempt fate to go there. It doesn't matter if you're gifted or ADHD. Many of these gifted ADHD children have changed the world. And if I could make this link work, this link down there, addadult.com, I'm going to put the microphone down and go to it. I don't think I'm connected to the internet, so I'm not going to tempt fate. But if you go to that website, you can see a list of many, many famous individuals that you will recognize who are gifted and ADHD. And on the top of my head, I can't remember the names of the faces, and I should, but I don't. It's an age-induced memory problem right now. But I think Robin Williams was certainly a gifted individual with some, maybe not ADHD, but how would you have liked to have been Robin Williams' sixth grade teacher? Can you imagine? I mean, he was all over the place. There are famous politicians famous people in all fields that are gifted in ADHD. And this website is a follow-up of the medical studies at the hospital in Maryland. So they're actually treating people and they're diagnosing people using MRIs to diagnose ADHD. And I wonder, by the time, well, I'm not going to see it, but within 25 years, is education going to be more, are we going to be looking at the neurosciences and what we can learn from MRI technology to help us as classroom teachers? Maybe there'll be a pill that we can take and we'll be smart, and then we won't have jobs anymore because, you know, we can just give the kids the pill to be smart in math or have them take this test. Who knows what they're going to be able to do once they can take pictures of the brain? What's down the road? What opportunities that might happen in your lifetime and in your years as an educator through the results of the advanced technology that we have to help kids with these kinds of conditions. The references are provided there for you. And see if I can pull the website up very quickly. But what I want you to do while I'm getting the next set of slides ready is come up with 2 or 3 things that you got out of this talk on this topic and write them down somewhere just as a something to take back with you, something you learned, you didn't learn, you liked, you didn't like, something that you can hold with you. I think if you do that, you're more likely to take it back with you. Yes? Gifted and prodigy. There's a lot of words that are not clear. When we talk about giftedness, there's more than one kind of giftedness. Then we talk about talent. Okay? Oftentimes we say gifted and talented. Gifted kids are cognitively, when I use the word gifted, I'm talking about cognitive function. When we talk about prodigy, we're usually talking about someone in the arts, music, a prodigy in violin, or a chess prodigy, or a child who can speak several languages. It's usually a specific talent. And you can be very talented and not be intellectually gifted. Many kids that are in our honors programs are not gifted, but they're what's called academically talented. They're very good at playing school. They're smart, they're above average, they follow the rules, they're the captain of the debate team, they run the beta club, they're in ROTC, they're leaders, they're fine outstanding students, they're academically talented, but they're not necessarily gifted. They don't have that curiosity in their brain to come up with new ideas, or they don't have that incessant drive to persist to find a solution for something. And the words are used interchangeably. I think I shared some of those topics with you on one of the slides about severe, profound, gifted, those kinds of things. When we talk about genius, those are usually the kids that are high cognitive. And you can be talented in math. You can be talented in languages. You can be talented in debate. You can be talented in dance. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you have an IQ score way over and above, which would make the learning environment in our regular classrooms not appropriate to you. Many programs don't make a distinction of that. In the state of Mississippi was such a backward state, but they identify kids for gifted, they identify kids for talent in music, in art, in drama, but then they don't fund all the programs. So they identify them, but they don't have a place for them, but at least they're identifying them. Any other questions? That was a good question. Okay. Write down the 3 things that you got, or we'll take that with you, and I'll get us ready for the next time. creativity, what is it and how do you teach it? This is the best for last. This is my favorite topic. H-O-A-G-I-E. And I know there's more to it, but if you just put Hoagie's Gifted and Google that, you should come up with the website. Okay, creativity, what is it and how do you teach it? This is another topic that we don't teach teachers about. Have any of you had a course in creativity in your teacher ed program? You may have had an art class or a music class, but have you had a class in creativity? I don't think so. Many of the behaviors of creative children are the ones that give you the most headaches. So we're going to learn a little bit about that today. This is a poem, and you've probably seen this already. At first I had anonymous there because for a long time I used it but didn't know who the author was. But it's called Ode to the Crazy One, and Apple Computer is taking this. You may have seen this as a commercial. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can praise them, disagree with them, quote them, disbelieve them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them. Because they change things. They invent, they imagine, they heal. They explore, they create, they inspire. They push the human race forward. Maybe they have to be crazy. Or else, can you stare at an empty canvas and see a work of art? Or sit in silence and hear a song that's never been written? You have to be a little bit crazy to be able to do those things. Or gaze at a red planet and see a laboratory on wheels. We make tools for these kinds of people, while some see them as crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are actually the ones that do. And Apple Computer, they say they make tools for the crazy ones. So if you own an Apple Computer, consider yourself one of the crazy ones. I'm just being silly. And you can see a poem of this on that link. On your handout, the page that has a schedule, you'll see another one of my little assessment surveys. And I'm going to ask you to just look at it right now, but not take it right now. Because I want us to move through these things. But it's my totally unsubstantiated by research, strictly creative assessment tool to determine one's level of creativity. It's not reliable, it's not valid, it's just something I did after I read an article. But it talks about characteristics of creativity. It's very hard to measure creativity. How do you measure what Monet did? How do you measure what Thomas Edison did with his invention? How do you measure what's going on inside of people's heads when they paint or create music? What paper and pencil tests can you give to do that? There are some tests that measure creative thinking. One is called the Torrance test of creative thinking. There's several other ones. You can Google creative thinking tests and you can find them. Most of them you have to be a licensed psychology to have. So when I started doing this presentation about creativity, I looked at characteristics approach. Because again, by observing characteristics, to me, what I can see and observe in patterns, that's just as important as numbers and data. So you have your little creativity checklist. You can use it later on. I'm going to go through these slides because I want us to do a creative activity. That's why I'm kind of rushing on today. Creativity is a relatively new noun. It's a postmodern term, a word that was invented because there was a need for it. This book over here, Understanding Creativity by Jane Pirto, if you don't read any other book from what I've suggested here today, buy this one and read this one. It's very easy to read. It talks about what creativity looks like in mathematicians, what creativity looks like in poets, what creativity looks like in scientists, what a creative businessman looks like. And I think classroom teachers need, and as part of each chapter, it talks about what these people look like as children. So it's a very